Hi, I'm Zach Williams,
And I'm Jade Nash.
and this is UPTV News.
Tonight, Pittsburgh area senators' legislation will affect immigrants facing deportation, not just in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, but across the state.
Members of the Church of England voted to repeal the controversial report on same-sex marriage and homosexuality.
University of Pittsburgh student Sami Abdul has started the University Peace Project here at Pitt.
Scientists from the University of Western Australia have found the protein that shields several superbugs from antibiotics, opening the door to new medical possibilities.
And we take a closer look at the University of Pittsburgh's Innovation Institute.
All of that and more tonight on UPTV News.
Pennsylvania senators have been working on legislation that could cut hundreds of millions of dollars in state funding to cities that refuse to honor detain requests that come from federal immigration authorities. With us, we have Abby Minem. Abby worked on the campaign for Martin Esquivel. She also works for the Alliance for Refugee Youth Support and Enrichment. Is also a member for United Students Against Sweatshops. Hi, Abby. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, of course.
So could you give us updates on the Martin Esquivel case?
Sure. So as you may know, Martin Esquivel Hernandez was and still is a highly respected member of the Pittsburgh Latino community. He, his wife, and their 3 children came to Pittsburgh from Mexico, fleeing violence from the drug cartels there. And he was detained last May and was held for months by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, while the Pittsburgh community really just outpoured support for him and his family. It was a months-long fight by community organizers and activists, students, faith leaders, and a long legal battle to try and keep Martin here in the United States with his family, with his children, and with his community, and to bring him home to his community. But despite a ton of hard work by the community, and despite a lot of people raising their voices in support of this man and his family, he was deported a few weeks ago. And so he himself was deported to Mexico, but the huge community of people that rallied around him is here and continues to fight for the rights of immigrants in our city, and so that fight is still very much alive and continuing.
According to Senate staff aides, the subsidies which could be blocked by this bill totaled to $1.3 billion last year from Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and counties across the state. Now, Abby, if these kinds of cuts are implemented, do you think Pittsburgh will feel pressured to assist these deportation efforts?
I think what's really important to talk about when we talk about these bills is the fact that the work that our legislators are doing in Harrisburg really does not reflect the opinions and the passions of their constituents. We in Pittsburgh are pushing very hard to show out and come out in support of our immigrant community. There's a large, thriving immigrant community here in Pittsburgh, and that is full of students like ourselves who are here studying in universities. It's full of families like Martin Esquivel's family, and these people are really important to us. And so we are really working hard to make sure that our legislators in Harrisburg know that, and they know that any legislation like this that is passed is against the beliefs and the feelings of their constituents, because we here in Pittsburgh are very much in support of all immigrants and refugees who come to find a home here in our city.
So how do you think immigrants in other sanctuary counties, such as Washington and Butler County, how do you think they'll be affected by all these changes?
Sure. So coming out as a sanctuary county or a sanctuary city is essentially a statement that the city or the county is in support of immigrants, in all kinds of immigrants. We don't make a distinction between what people would say immigrants who have the correct documentation or the correct or the incorrect documentation. It's people who are here with families who deserve to have rights and have homes here. And so it's really important that we talk about this. It's really important that we push our community leaders to not just say that they are sanctuary cities or sanctuary counties, but really implement practices that reflect that. Implement practices that reflect the fact that these people do have rights, that they don't deserve to live in fear all the time, and that their communities really do stand behind them. Not only the people who live next door, their neighbors, their friends, but also the people who are making decisions on a city and county level stand behind them.
Now tell me about some resources that immigrants in Pittsburgh have.
Sure. So Casa San Jose is a resource center for immigrants in Pittsburgh. They provide assistance with anything from schooling to transportation to anything that immigrants may need here. There's also a large and growing coalition of people, students, faith leaders, community organizers, and activists who are coming together to fight for our city to truly be a place of sanctuary for these people. And so most of that work right now is being done out of the Thomas Merton Center, and it will continue to be done in the coming months as this fight continues.
Thanks for being on the show, Abby. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. A report from the House of Bishops of the Church of England called for a culture of welcome and support for all gay Christians. However, the report also maintained the principle that marriage within the church should only be between a man and a woman. It also said that same-sex relationships should not be blessed in services. This motion was stopped when the House of Laity voted 100 votes to 83. 100 votes to 93 is what is necessary to win approval. For more on this, Mark Connor spoke with Reverend Philip Wainwright, former chaplain at the University of Pittsburgh.
As you know, the report which came from the House of Bishops requested a quote, culture of welcome and support, but did not support same-sex marriage. The House of Bishops has since described this difference as a change in tone and culture rather than a change in law. Do you think this change in tone and culture would have worked, or is a change in law necessary, as many members of the church are saying?
Well, I don't think there can be anything but a change in tone at the moment with the law as it currently stands. But it wouldn't be a simple matter to change the law. It would take going back to Parliament to make any change in that. And whether that is likely, I wouldn't like to say, but it wouldn't be an easy or a quick process.
So many church members want to move on from the topic of same-sex marriage, which has been in discussion for many years. Do you think the church is close to resolving this issue once and for all?
No, I don't think it's even any closer than it was before the report was issued, and I don't quite see how the report could have been a basis for moving on, as there seems to have been a huge loss of respect for the bishops in this, and that's not likely to change very easily, and we can't tell exactly what the fallout of that will be. And I think the divisions within the Church of England over the subject now are deeper and more visible than ever, so I think that things seem to me to be a bit of a mess at the moment.
Carnegie Mellon and University of Pittsburgh professor Po-Shen Lo has created a website, XB, to make math more accessible to students. The site makes math a part of pop culture, using it to answer questions like how one can make a bigger Death Star and which musical artist will win the most awards. Lo said he wanted to create the site to, quote, use math to find some surprising insights in the real world.
Sami Abdul, University of Pittsburgh student, has created the University Peace Project, a project which aims to unite Pitt and support one large issue like cleaning the environment. For more on this project, I spoke to Abdul. Let's go to that now. I'm Jade Nash for UPTV News, and today I'm here with Sami Abdul to talk about the University Peace Project. Sami, tell me more about your Peace Project.
Okay, well, think about it like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and it's just a large-scale event to change the world. We get 10,000 people from our campus, at least we'll try for it, and we'll get them all to send one unanimous message to change one thing together. It can't be political, it can't be religious, not even racial, just maybe clean the environment. And if we all get in one place to change this, then we send out our message. We challenge Penn State to do the same thing. Maybe they can one-up us. That's a good thing. And then they send to Ohio State, and Michigan State, and all throughout the country we have students telling the country exactly what they want, how to do it, and it just makes us more unified. It came from all of the people around me telling me that all the protests on the streets were absolutely useless. They couldn't get anything done. It's It's not the fact that they weren't fighting for the right thing, it's more so the fact that they didn't go about it the right way. You need a lot of people to have a powerful force. So if you send the right message and you get a lot of people behind you, then you make a small protest on a corner turn into the Million Man March, and you actually affect the world. Not only do we want to clean water per se, or even just pick up some trash on the streets, but it'll change the way that people think. It's at a point right now, and I see it with everyone in our generation, where they feel like they can't do anything about the problems in our world. And being able to change the world comes with our First Amendment, the right to be free and speak about what we want, do what we want, and tell people how we feel. It's even more powerful when we come together. People need to realize this and actually come out of their shell, find one thing to get behind, and then appreciate it and fight for it. And together we can legitimately change the world.
Scientists from the University of Western Australia have mapped out the protein that makes several kinds of superbugs resistant to antibiotics. According to Professor Alice Vrylink, lead researcher and molecular biologist, this protein can be seen as a, quote, lock of a door, and it has a specific shape. This discovery could result in significant medical advancements. A Pittsburgh couple living in California, Roderick and Rhonda Relic Milleron, have been working on a more than 20-year-long project for a do-it-yourself rocket system. The couple hopes to go to the moon twice this year. They are a part of a Google competition where the team that makes it to the moon will win $20 million. The winning team must travel to the moon, travel 500 meters across the surface, and send high-definition video and images back to Earth by the end of 2017.
The Randall Family Big Idea Competition, put on by the Innovation Institute here at Pitt, is well underway. Last time, we looked at Locust Notebooks, a team aiming to improve the college students' note-taking experience by developing a single, thin, lightweight electronic notebook tablet. This week, we are receiving an inside look at the competition from one of last year's winners, Mark Spitz, and from the manager of student program, Susan Dorff.
The Innovation Institute was created in 2013 by our former or previous Chancellor Nordenberg to really be a place on campus where all innovation from across the university can come and can create and commercialize and eventually get out into the world. So we have a lot of events at the Innovation Institute because we serve everyone from incoming freshmen to professional students, to graduate students, to faculty and staff. We have a program to really suit everybody's needs and at whatever stage of their idea that they are. The process of going through our programming and our competitions is just invaluable. We really think about it as experiential education. In our competitions that are a little bit larger, for example, like our Randall Family Big Idea competition, we offer a lot of resources. So it's the largest student competition in the region. It's $100,000 in prize money. And what we do, instead of saying, okay, here's a 7-minute pitch, try to earn $25,000 or what, we say, okay, we're gonna do this over an 8-week period and we're gonna help you along the way.
What Randall really helped out was we were able to put the idea together, we were able to effectively communicate it, and that was extremely helpful for our future pitching events and starting the company.
We've had just about 90 student companies that have come from the university. One of our recent alum from about 2 years ago, this year he was named in Forbes 30 Under 30 with his partner who's also a Pitt alum and Innovation Institute alum, and they are both Randall Family Big Idea Competition and Blast Furnace and Blitz and class alums, so we're really proud of them.
They're interested in someone who is saying, hey, this is an awesome idea. I have this summer, this $15,000, $25,000 is gonna help me get to this point. And if you guys believe in me, I believe in you, and we can do this. That is something really powerful that they're looking for.
So if you are currently in the Randall Family Big Idea Competition, my advice is to take advantage of every opportunity as well as all of the people that are involved in the competition.
I wish each team would come to me just because I'd be like, hey, listen, we have a formula. This sounds crazy, but it's true. We have a formula that we know how to put a pitch together. We kind of know exactly how to say it. We know what we're looking for.
Thank you for tuning into UPTV News. Be sure to like us on Facebook.
Hail to Pitt.